Alright, hi everybody, we made it to Nintendo Direct just in time.
Alright. That is not how I thought we would start.
Me either. Release date for the DLC?
I would imagine so.
Ooh, cool picks.
I don't like A-Bomb. He upsets me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Uchina, he's cool.
Ooh, I love seeing new outfits. Snorlax!
Thank God.
Thank you guys. Well, they're gonna show both.
Surprising. Since the second one's coming out like months later.
Yeah. That was a striker there, it's kind of fun. Ivor. Whimsicott, oh, nightmares. Oh, they even showed it with Tailwind.
Oh no.
Milotic, Flygon, Alchemy. Ooh, looks like DLC 2 is
Flygon.
where we're gonna get all the old VPC mons.
Yep.
We already have Tornadoes, so Whimsicott is bad. I'm really excited about this boy. Still no official date.
Hello everyone, I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be one of your guides for today's Nintendo Direct.
I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll also be joining
Or
today.
just fall and winter.
That was the latest trailer for the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero, the paid DLC for the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games. The first half of the trailer took place at a festival in the countryside.
While the second half seemed to be in a completely different location, a futuristic academy in the middle of the ocean. More details on this DLC will be available in the future.
And after today's Nintendo Direct, a special event will be held in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
Oh, just
We
one
hope you'll
Gimmighoul?
participate in it. Okay, let's see our first batch
Morning,
of
Amara.
headlines.
Okay.
It's a
seeing this
supersonic
again.
squad of superstars.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic and friends are spin dashing into a brand new 2D side-scrolling game, Sonic Superstars. 12
I
brand
think
new
you're a few
zones
seconds ahead
away.
of me, unfortunately.
Speed through beautiful worlds as
Oh, well.
Sonic. Take to the skies as Tails. Scale walls and glide as Knuckles. Or swing a powerful hammer as Amy Rose.
Does look cool.
Yeah, it looks cute.
By harnessing the incredible power of the Chaos Emeralds, you can summon a storm of clones, uncover hidden secrets, and so much more. For the first time in the series, local co-op is available for up to 4
That's like
players.
a mess.
It does sound kind of like a mess.
Combine your powers and take on the evil Dr. Eggman. When Sonic Superstars
Like, it
launches on the
works for
Nintendo
Kirby
Switch
because
system
Kirby's
this
like a
fall.
slow platformer. And,
Right,
like,
but Sonic is like not
Cozy
slow.
Life
Yeah.
is just around the
Ooh,
corner.
farming game number 1.
Welcome to Palia. In this free-to-play adventure sim,
Oh.
create the idyllic life of your dreams alongside in-game characters and players from all over the world. Build houses, decorate your home plot, grow crops in your garden, and more. Play with other residents in online co-op or carve out your blissful life solo. And if you're eager to explore, there's plenty of life beyond the village. Set off on a vast journey to uncover Palia's many mysteries. Or just kick back and relax at home. How you live is entirely up to you. What kind of coziness will you choose? Palia is free to play and
That's kinda
launches
cool.
on Nintendo Switch.
Interesting that it's
this
free to
holiday.
play.
Mm-hmm.
Ignite your
Hey,
heart.
alright.
The Phantom Thieves return in this tactical spin-off of Persona 5. When the group ends up in an unfamiliar world, they must join forces
Figured
with
this
a
would show up.
revolutionary named
I was
Arena
Because it
to
kind of
wondering.
the
was
armies
leaked.
that have taken
Yeah.
control. During battle, assess the situation and determine whether to unleash an attack up close, from afar, or using a persona. Knock enemies down to perform another action called One More. Then surround your foes and take them out with
I saw an
dramatic
interesting
flair
theory the
using
other
new
day
all-out
of-
attack. Triple threat.
Like his Xenoblade Warriors feelings.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fusion ability from the Persona series returns, allowing you to combine personas to form other ones. What is Arena's true objective? And what truths
like a
lie hidden in this
Standard
strange
Persona
world?
game, but a tactics game. Kinda
A
fun.
revolutionary tale will ignite
And I like this
when
art style. I
Persona
know it's
5
based on
Tactica
the
launches
Persona
on
2
Nintendo
games
Switch November
for 3DS.
17th. Pre-orders for the physical version of the game begin today.
Cool.
Please check.
I'll be right back. My dog is being
retailers.
really stupid.
Okay.
Step into a Saturday morning cartoon.
Surprised they didn't immediately
Calling
follow
all
up with
heroes
Persona
for the
3.
first-person roguelike adventure, Myth Force. Enter a high fantasy world inspired by Saturday morning cartoons of the past. It's up to you to stop the evil Daedalus from taking over, but it won't be easy. Treacherous tombs and cryptic castles threaten your survival. Wield medieval weapons and legendary magic to smite hordes of monsters. During
Looks
each
like a
run,
VR
you
game.
can find treasure to help boost your character's abilities, weapons, and more. Plus, up to 4 brave heroes can share the adventure in online co-op. Drop in and out at any time as you face the many perils ahead. By the power of teamwork! Myth Force launches on the Nintendo Switch system this year.
No date, but this year.
This Splatfest is going to be pretty sweet.
Alright, Splatfest.
The next Splatfest for the Splatoon 3 game has been confirmed. Okay, Squids, here's the theme. Which flavor of ice cream is best?
Vanilla, strawberry, or mint chip?
strawberry,
I am
or mint chip.
vanilla /
This
mint chip.
Splatfest will be held during the dates shown on screen. These choices are delicious. Guide your favorite flavor to victory. Plus, get splatting in themed battles with challenges. More Splattastic events are on the way.
Cool.
Be on the lookout for more info in the future.
Or Pokemon? This is Cafe Remix.
even stronger bond between the people and Pokemon of Rhyme City. I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week.
Tim Goodman. Pikachu.
Oh, Detective Pikachu?
You two are the ideal detective duo.
This game has been in limbo for
Disguises
years.
are a key part of detective work.
Quit goofing off and investigate.
So much for my coffee. Something tells me this is just the beginning. A light roast today, huh?
There is something the two of you must
That's
know.
really
You
awesome.
too. Based on our deductions, the culprit is clear.
I just sat down and saw Detective Pikachu. That's so fun.
Yeah, I was just
The
saying, this
name's
game's been in
Pikachu.
limbo for
And I'm what
a
you
long
might
time.
call a great
Mhm.
detective. I
That's
sure wish
really
somebody
cool.
would bring me some coffee.
Never played the first
That
game.
was
The movie was pretty fun.
Pikachu
Me either.
returns. Looks like he still loves coffee.
October.
Cases will
Cool.
Tim and this tough-talking Pikachu solve together? More info will be revealed in the future. Next, please take a look at this.
Are you serious?
It's a little ahead of me.
No way.
Is that Super Mario RPG?
That is the art style.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Yes! Yes! Oh, that's so cool. I've never gotten to play this game.
It's very cool.
Oh my god. It looks so good. Holy shit.
Those look really good.
Oh. That's crazy. Oh, with like a
I
proper
wonder
big
why it
band?
wasn't out. That's awesome.
How cool.
It looks so weird.
It is weird. I've seen this game played through a couple times, and it's just like a lot of weird stuff, but it's so like cute and charming.
I haven't seen much of it. Like a lot of the characters just looked very not Mario.
Oh my god, that comes out the same day as
Originally
Persona
released
5
on Super
Tactics.
NES, Super Mario RPG returns with brand new graphics.
That's
Whether you played
hilarious.
the
God.
original game or not, why not
Uh,
take the
the
opportunity to
Blue
jump
guy,
into the very first
Gino,
RPG
people
in
have
the
been
Mario
begging
series?
to be in Smash
Mr.
since
Koizumi.
like the N64.
I remember that.
Last trailer featured Mario, but he's not
He's
the
a-
only one getting a game.
Costume though, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Let's take a peek.
Wait, they said another one's getting a game? A Peach game?
That's right. Princess Peach will star as the main character in a brand new game. When she steps on this particular spot on stage,
Huh? Whoa. What on earth is happening?
that's all we'll show for now.
Oh, come
We'll
on.
share more details at a later date.
Oh, that's awesome
Mr.
though.
Koizumi.
Princess Peach game.
There's actually something else.
What?
A visually enhanced
Kidding me?
version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, originally released on Nintendo 3DS, is in development.
We hope you look forward to seeing more of Luigi's ghostly antics.
Kind of interesting.
Both games will launch next year.
Mario, Princess Peach.
My dog is
and
being
Luigi.
terrible this morning.
No,
There's
yeah.
a stray cat
Fans have a lot of
outside.
Games to look forward to.
So right now I have him in a death lock on my lap.
All right, let's see some
He
more
can't be
headlines.
trusted.
Yeah. That's super cool. Luigi's Mansion 2 remake plus
Become Gotham
a Peach
City's
game
ultimate
we haven't
protector.
had since the DS, and then Mario
Right.
RPG, a remake of a SNES game.
That's very cool.
Wake up, Mr. Wayne. We have much to discuss. I want you
Batman?
Game
fear that is
remake?
coming.
Or at least port.
This is the beginning of the
I assume just a port.
Yeah, these games are awesome.
You're all going down.
I have the collection on my PlayStation. I just haven't touched them yet.
It's super good.
You still know how to make an entrance.
Welcome to the madhouse, Batman.
I tried Arkham Asylum like when it first came out, and I just didn't quite get it.
Fair. I think you probably dig it now.
Command forces.
Having
I
played
played some of
Arkham
Arkham City and like it.
Yeah. I didn't play Arkham Knight. I have played it,
This place is
but I
dangerous.
loved Arkham Asylum and Arkham City.
I like it. Gotham would be ours.
Over my dead body.
I believe that was the idea.
Don't be a stranger. You're always welcome here.
Batman Arkham
Very
Trilogy
cool.
launches on
Seems
Nintendo
random,
Switch
but-
this fall.
Oh, it's a little random, yeah.
Not upset.
Play your cards right, mercenary. Lead your mercenaries through cursed dungeons in the lands of Gloomhaven.
Oh, cool.
Your
This is a
tactical prowess
board
is
game.
all that stands between riches
Ooh, that does not
and
look
certain death. This adaptation of the hit
Just
board game
frame
features
rate doesn't
turn-based
look
card
good.
battles
Yeah.
and RPG elements.
Hopefully this
Unleash
is not.
deadly combos and bring doom upon your foes. But
Yeah,
beware,
it looks like it's running on like
exhaustion
Parsec or
is close at
something.
hand. Choose from 17 different
Yeah.
mercenaries. Brave
Cool-
over
cool concept, though.
260 grueling missions.
This might be
and
one I get on
master
another
over
system.
1,000 abilities. Hone
Right.
your deck, set up synergies,
never played
and gain
Gloomhaven.
every advantage to survive. Grit your teeth and earn your keep when Gloomhaven launches on the Nintendo
Board game,
Switch system.
video games are always kind
September
of hit or miss
18th.
for me.
Pre-orders for the Mercenaries and Gold Editions begin today on Nintendo eShop.
Very cool.
Keep the
Yeah, here we
dance
go.
party going.
Every stream gets demonetized.
Hooray! I cannot believe these games are still being made.
Yeah. I imagine it's gotta be like Ubisoft's big seller.
Fail by AWOL Nation? Oh my god.
A silent hope lies in a world without words.
It's not like a dance song.
One day, a
1
once
month free
peaceful realm
trial.
was silenced by its king. Now,
Just
7
Dance
wordless
Plus.
warriors will rise. In this action RPG, these heroes bound by fate must work together to explore the abyss and find the secluded king. However, with its ever-changing dungeons and powerful foes, conquering the abyss will be no easy feat. Wield weapons like swords, bows, magic, and more to survive this deadly chasm. After you return to base, materials you've collected will help you cultivate resources and forge new items. Repeated forays into the abyss will enable you to grow stronger and dive deeper. Your guide on this journey is the kingdom's sorrowful
Why is
princess,
every game this
encased in a
exact
crystal of her
same
own tears.
gameplay
And
loop
through a
now?
mysterious power, her voice reverberates in the
Because
hearts
a lot
of
of
the
those
silent
games got very
warriors.
popular very
Why
quick.
did the king steal the world's
Mhm.
words? And what awaits the warriors in the depths of the abyss?
The anime cutscenes are kinda
Silent
cool.
Hope dives onto Nintendo Switch
Sure.
October 3rd. Sparks will fly in these Nintendo Switch games.
Rapid fire.
Cast spells and cultivate your best life
Yeah, there's
in
this
Fae
one.
Farm. Make use of magic to complete tasks and fend off mischievous foes. Enrich your farm to
It's
help
early
your
for the
character
rapid fire.
flourish.
Unless Pikmin's gonna take
Decorate your
the
space
next
to
half.
improve your stats for the day ahead.
I would not be too surprised,
And
actually, if that
enchant
were
your
the case.
friends locally or online in 4-player co-op. Fae Farm launches
As the
as a
Tears of the
console
Kingdom
exclusive
deep dive
on
thing was
Nintendo
like
Switch,
a little over
September
10
8th.
minutes.
Pre-orders, including an in-game bonus, are available now on Nintendo eShop.
So, depending on how much of
Zoom
Pikmin they
into
want to show.
wild racing action with
Pickle.
Hot Wheels Unleashed 2
fair enough.
turbocharged. Choose from over 130 vehicles and pull off outrageous stunts to avoid obstacles, find shortcuts, and
Winter's
knock your
finally
rivals
stopped.
out of the way.
Oh my goodness.
Unleash your creativity by modifying your vehicles and building your own
Oh,
tracks.
I played the first
Race locally
Hot
with
Wheels
friends in split-screen co-op.
game that
Plus,
came out kind
up
of
to
recently.
12 players can hit the track
I
online.
did
It
not.
was
This
okay.
Grab
looks
the
good.
wheel when this game speeds onto the Nintendo Switch system October 19th.
September,
Get your
October.
chassis
Kinda
looking
stacked.
classy in Manic
Yeah.
Mechanics.
Ridiculous.
Grab a part, fix it up, and toss it over. Repair vehicles quickly to earn points in solo play
Overcooked,
or
but
4-player
power
co-op.
mechanic.
But watch out for treacherous pits,
That's exactly what this is.
pesky UFOs, and other workplace hazards.
Overcooked for
Manic
boys.
Mechanics launches first for consoles on Nintendo Switch July 13th. Pre-orders
two
begin
genders,
today on
cars and
Nintendo
cooking.
eShop. Introducing the second paid DLC for Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Mario and friends journey to a musical
It
planet
is unbelievable how good
filled
these
with
games
new
are.
areas to explore and new enemies to battle. What
Mario and
else will
Rabbids
they
games?
find in
Yeah.
this world of melodies?
Haven't touched them.
This new
They're
DLC,
like
The
legitimately
Last
very
Spark
good
Hunter,
games.
launches
Grant
later
Kirkhope
today.
does the music,
That's right.
A demo of
That
the
is
main
very
game
cool.
is available now on
and then
Nintendo
the first one has like a
eShop.
Donkey Kong DLC, and he remixed
right.
a bunch of his old songs.
That's very cool.
No fucking way! Are you kidding me? Is this?
You intend to take arms against me?
Very well.
Monsters roam the land.
You are now cursed, unable to harm monsters.
I think this is Dragon Quest X.
And? Like
think
the
so.
online one?
I think so.
You're going to have to become a monster wrangler.
Oh no, it's Monsters. Still cool. The intro looked a lot like the intro to 10. Monster Fusion? When did this become Shin Megami Tensei?
Yeah. What about?
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Let's go.
It's up a little overhyped, but that's okay. Monsters is very cool. That's awesome. I knew we were getting some after the
The
anniversary there.
so-called hero is here.
I assume, yeah.
Ooh, that's-
pretty cool.
Trophy from Dragon Quest IV. A little
That
breathing
was
room.
Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince from Square Enix. What kind of journey will you take to become the master of monster kind? Please be on the lookout for more info in the future.
Next, we have more news on a certain game with plant-like creatures.
Okay.
Welcome to the Rescue Corps. As its newest recruit, you'll venture to a mysterious planet with all sorts of life forms.
Pikmin.
There,
Never played these
you'll
games.
meet plant-like creatures called Pikmin.
Elena and I played Pikmin 3,
And the
and that was
adorable
quite a bit of
rescue
fun.
pup,
Yeah.
Ochi. Good boy. Your
It was
mission
relatively
is to
short,
choose
but I
to
think the
accept
whole
it,
idea is that you
repair the
play it
damaged
multiple
rescue
times
corps
to like
spaceship and save any
improve your
castaways
times
you
on
find.
each level and stuff like that.
All right, let's explore together. Once plucked, Pikmin are ready for action. Blow your whistle to gather them and have them follow you. Throw your little buds at things, and they'll start working for you. Ochi will also prove to be a great canine companion.
Camera angle change is
He can carry items with
very
Pikmin,
weird.
Wasn't it purely top-down
or
before?
smash obstacles in your way.
It was not
And if you need
completely
a
top
flotation
down,
device,
but it was
well,
quite close. But this is definitely a
there
lot
you
closer,
go.
like to
Ochi can
the
even
ground.
stand up
Yeah.
to the wildest creatures. Collect
Oh, we're
lots
going
of
inside your
treasures
kitchen. That's
scattered
fun.
around the planet to fix the spaceship's radar and open up new areas to explore.
Love the dog.
Yeah.
Exploration isn't limited to the surface, though. Why not take the plunge underground? Here, a completely different environment awaits. Unusual contraptions. Native creatures. And even more treasures are around.
I know the
every
underground
corner.
tunnels were like a big part of the first
You
Pikmin
might
game.
unexpectedly
I
find
haven't
some
really been back
castaways
since,
too.
so
Yeah.
I think this is a big deal that those are back.
Hey, wait a minute. This leafy individual just nabbed the castaway. You've got to stop him. It's time for a Dandori battle. Embrace the art of Dandori by strategically issuing commands to your Pikmin and Ochi. Collect more objects than your opponent within the time limit to win, and save the castaway.
That's fun.
By rescuing castaways, you'll be able to do more activities back at base camp, which is right next to your
Yeah, that also
spaceship.
looks cool.
Train Ochi and teach him new skills.
Oh, skill tree.
Yeah, I like still choose.
Or build new equipment and items to help make exploration more manageable. For the first time in the Pikmin series, you can eventually set out for night expeditions. But there's a catch. Nightfall sends creatures into a frenzy, so stay alert. Thankfully, you'll come across the new Glow Pikmin, which only appear at night. Find luminals that produce valuable glow sap. These mounds also attract various wildlife, so use Glow Pikmin to drive them away and protect the luminals.
Ooh, the glow Pikmin, I like him.
Many more surprises await on this uncharted planet. But with the Pikmin and Ochi by your side, no challenge is too big or too small. Pikmin 4.
In past Pikmin games, you had to return to your spaceship before sundown. However, in this latest entry, you can now venture out at night.
I need to play
We
the
hope
other
you can lead
games.
the Pikmin on your expedition.
We gotta finish Tears of the Kingdom so Elena can
We
have the
have
Switch.
even more Pikmin news to share. HD versions of the first two Pikmin games, originally released on Nintendo GameCube, will launch on Nintendo eShop later today.
Plus, ahead of the game's release, a demo of Pikmin 4 will be available on Nintendo eShop on June 28th.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
The demo can
Is
be
Pikmin
enjoyed
free on
even if
Switch?
you've never played a game in the
Yes.
Pikmin series before, so we hope you'll try it out when it
It's
releases.
a Wii U port.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see a few more headlines.
They just put
And a
all of
demo.
them on Switch.
Yep, they're all on Switch.
The renowned
Metal
series of
Gear?
stealth action games is infiltrating Nintendo Switch as Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. This compilation includes Metal Gear Solid, infiltrate and regain control of Shadow Moses Island. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty.
Oh, they announced this at the
Retrieve a deadly
PlayStation
amphibious weapon. Metal
showcase.
Gear Solid
Yeah, but I
3,
didn't know if we were getting it
Snake
on
Eater.
Switch. That's pretty cool.
Survive the jungle and
Yeah,
confront your
they didn't show
former
any gameplay
mentor.
there though. They just announced
You
that it
can
was
also
coming.
enjoy the games that started the series, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, as well as the NES versions of both Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge. This compilation
never
also
played
contains
any
the
of the
first
Metal
Metal
Gear
Gear
games,
Solid
but they
digital
have
graphic novel
loosely interested
and
me.
its sequel. Additional content
Look
includes
cool.
screenplay books and master books with story and character info, strategy guides for each game, and a
Interesting that it
digital
says
soundtrack.
Volume 1. That's the
Yeah.
first volume of the
Metal
collection.
Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 launches on Nintendo
And
Switch
Konami's been hit or
October
miss in the last few
24th.
years, but their collections are
Pre-orders
pretty dang
begin
good.
today on Nintendo eShop. The first 3 Metal Gear Solid games will also be available separately on Nintendo eShop.
Cool.
It's time to survive.
Another October release. My goodness.
Steel Thyself. Vampire Survivors is coming to Nintendo Switch. Do you have what it takes to survive a 30-minute onslaught of monsters? Stay on the move to avoid
Dude, I've been
enemies
wanting to play Vampire
and
Survivors
attack
forever.
automatically with your weapons.
That's awesome.
Seems easy at
I'm
first,
excited.
right? But swarms of increasingly stronger monsters will appear the longer you survive. By getting treasure chests
I
from
think it's funny that
distributors,
it took this long for
or
this
by
game to come to
leveling
Switch,
up.
but I'm
You'll
glad it
acquire
is.
weapons and upgrades for your character, so shape them as you see fit. Plus, up to 4 players can now play together in couch co-op.
Oh my gosh.
What other horrors lie in
I
store?
love anything couch co-op.
Find out when Vampire Survivors launches on the Nintendo Switch system, August 17th. Music and pigeons? Sounds pretty cool. You're a pigeon. Yeah, you heard that right. Play online in this rhythm battle royale and aim to be the last bird standing. Up to 30 players can ruffle each other's feathers in musical minigames. Copy the leader's actions perfectly in Yes, Commander.
Rhythm game
Fire a
battle
slingshot to
royale.
play music in First Piano Shooter. Race and fly to the rhythm in To the Sky, and more. With over 20 minigames, you're in for an impeccably good time. Get ready to shake those pigeon tails when Headbangers
Okay, honestly,
Rhythm
though, I would be
Royale
really
lobs
good at
its
this.
way onto
Right?
I
Nintendo
love rhythm
Switch
games.
October 31st. Ready, set, yo! Penny is on the run, entangled in a chaotic audition
that's
that
kinda
veered
fun, but it looks
way
so
off
annoying at
script.
the same time.
She's managed to make some powerful enemies and a newly animated friend in this 3D platforming
This is so
adventure from the team behind Sonic Mania. You'll explore
Oh,
the
okay.
bright
Feels
and
like you.
colorful world of Macaroon and help
Oh.
Penny and Yo-Yo escape the clutches of the grouchy Emperor Eddie. Perform stylish acrobatic
uses a yo-yo,
tricks to
that's
avoid
so cool.
Eddie's
The
massive
devs of
horde of
Sonic Mania?
pushy penguins. And power up Yo-Yo to protect Penny from foul play. You can also put your speedrunning skills to the test in time attack mode to unlock special items, complete secret
This speed
stages,
is gonna be
and more.
insane.
This is your big break.
Looks fun.
After all, take the stage when Penny's
so
big
cool.
I used to
breakaway
yo-yo a
launches
lot
on
as a kid,
Nintendo
so
Switch
this
early
is
next year.
very appealing to me.
Rev
Yeah,
up
here we go.
for Wave 5. A brand new course is racing into Wave 5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. Introducing Squeaky Clean Sprints. More
Wave
characters
5.
are also
But
being
you're like a
added.
good deal behind me.
From Mario Kart Double Dash, Petey
Yeah.
Piranha.
Ooh, cool.
I want Koopa
From
Cape.
Mario Kart 7,
New course, awesome.
Wiggler.
I've been liking the new courses.
Yeah, me too.
And from Mario Kart
Edie.
Tour, Kamek.
That's fun. And Wiggler. Do not care about the
Wave
Wiggler,
5
honestly.
of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game zooms onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
Very soon.
And next.
Active Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members can enjoy this DLC at no additional cost. The DLC can also be purchased on its own.
But I want to know what other
Two
courses there are.
One fateful encounter. A remake of the second Star Ocean game, complete
I want
with new
Koopa
graphics
Cape.
that fuse 2D and 3D, is
What
on the
the-
way. After a mission goes wrong, Federation Officer Claude is stranded on an undeveloped
I
planet.
don't know anything about these
There,
games,
he
but
meets Reyna, who possesses
art's
mystical
very
powers. Was it fate or mere
Art is very cool.
coincidence? Soon after, the two get entangled in a sinister plot within the galaxy. In this science fantasy RPG, select either Claude or Reyna as your hero and play through the story from their perspective. You'll also meet over a dozen potential allies from all walks of life. During your adventure, the hero you chose and the decisions you make will have an impact on who can be recruited to your cause.
The enemy, is it?
Battles take place in real time, and skills can be performed with a single button.
I think you can pick
New
between
combat
two
features in
protagonists.
this remake
Yeah.
include stunning
I
enemies with
hope it
chain
makes the game
attacks.
different enough to play through it more than once.
yeah, I'm sure
And
it
having
does.
allies not in your current party
Like at least from the
unleash
gameplay
follow-up
perspective,
attacks,
because it looks like they play very
letting you
differently.
map out strategic battles in your favor. As you search for a way home, an ancient prophecy will unfold and your destiny will be awakened. Save the planet in Star Ocean: The Second Story R, launching on
like I said,
Nintendo
don't know anything
Switch
about it.
November
They
2nd.
look good.
It's time to move it, Wario style.
Ooh, another WarioWare
Get ready
game?
for more micro game mayhem in the latest WarioWare game. Hold two Joy-Con controllers, then
Move it.
action. Move your body to take on a flurry of lightning-fast
Oh, it's
micro
like
games.
the Wii game.
What you do and how you move
I think it
depends
looks
on
just
the
like
micro
the
game.
Game Boy game.
React
Yeah.
quickly with the right movement,
The
and
Wii
you'll
had
be
like
on
a
the
lot
road
of
to victory.
movement-based.
If you've got two pairs of controllers, play
I don't
with
know how I
friends
feel
in
about it.
local
I think it
co-op.
fits the WarioWare
Sync up your actions.
idea
Each
Yeah.
really
micro
well.
Yeah.
Plus, up to 4 players can live it up across various mini games in party mode.
Mario
For
64
example,
slide was
this
pretty fun.
fantasy
I like
board
that.
game is going to keep you on your toes. Get your body moving in over
I didn't like
200
the way that the
lightning-fast micro games.
first WarioWare game looked for the Switch, but this looks
In
way more like the kind of
WarioWare,
thing I'd want from
move it.
WarioWare.
Launching on the Nintendo Switch system November 3rd.
Very cool.
Pre-orders begin today.
Again, not
on
one I would have ever
Nintendo
expected,
eShop.
but pretty cool.
Why aren't you saying anything?
He was so into it,
That's
I
fun.
didn't want to interrupt. Anyway, this is the latest WarioWare game. You'll use your entire body to strike different poses and complete microgames. We have a few more things to share.
Families can join the fun at Nintendo Live 2023. Play games, enjoy live performances, take photos with some of your favorite characters, and more. Plus, cheer on your favorite players in 2 championships. Eligible attendees can also compete in on-site tournaments and
I
participate in a
can't tell
last
what this
chance
Nintendo Live
qualifier.
thing like
This
is.
all-ages
Yeah,
celebration is free and will take place September 1st through 4th in Seattle, Washington. Registration for
The
Nintendo
Splatoon and
Live
Mario Kart
2023 ends
Championships.
June
Sounds fun,
22nd.
though.
Yeah.
Head over to the official website and enter the random drawing
Not good
for a
enough for
chance
either
to
of those
receive
games to
tickets.
participate.
PAX
But
West
Big.
badge holders interested in attending can visit the official PAX West website for more details. Those not selected will have another chance to attend with the 3 Challenge Cups this summer. The top 10 players from each will get tickets. Please visit the official website for more details. See you there!
A vast number of players are enjoying their time in Hyrule in The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, which released last month. Thank you all very much.
I'm just getting the pop-up thing for the last announcement, I assume.
An amiibo figure of Link from the game was released to coincide with the game's launch. New amiibo of Zelda and Ganondorf are planned to be released this holiday. We hope you're looking forward to them. Okay, this next segment will be our last announcement. Please take a look.
Onward and upward.
This started the last announcement.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever it is.
This looks awesome.
Oh, so the new 2D Mario was real. Wow. This looks really good.
Yeah, this is super good.
Which is not a thing I've said about 2D Mario in a long time.
Yeah. Oh boy. It's like Mario 3 animations, but in like modern.
I was thinking the same thing.
It's the jump animation that gets me.
With his hands like spread out.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all so weird.
Yeah. I'm here for it though. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Oh, I see Luigi. Cool.
These games needed a refresh, that's for sure. I just got the title drop. Oh, you can play as Peach. And Toad. And Daisy. Daisy's strong, apparently.
Oh man. Another 4-player punch co-op game? Give me.
How much you can play online? Because you can play online with 3D World.
Yeah. I briefly saw Yoshi's. I don't know what that was about.
Whoa, Zowie! That Goomba looks so well then.
Why is October so stacked?
That was the brand new 2D side-scrolling Mario game, Super Mario Bros.
See an elephant?
Wonder. When you touch a Wonder Flower, expect the unexpected.
That looks really
Graphics are
good.
moving, or you might turn into something different, for example.
There were also flowers talking. Daisy is playable. And Mario became an elephant at the end. A lot of things happened. We'll share more details in the future, so we hope you'll look forward to it.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, that was awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, that was a pretty good direct. I was not sure what was going to happen since they didn't have, you know, a Smash Brothers reveal or the Tears of the Kingdom trailer to show.
Mm-hmm.
We've had one or the other of those for a very long time.
For a very long time, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with how much stuff they still have to release, and most of it's coming within the next few months.
Yeah.
I cannot believe they just, like, waited till the middle of this direct to be like, alright, by the way, we have a full-blown remake of Super Mario RPG. I don't know.
That is pretty crazy.
A Super Princess Peach game, which we've not had since the DS, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
A port of Luigi's Mansion 2 is really interesting, since that's stranded on the 3DS.
That is interesting.
All bangers. Pikmin 1 and 2 showing up today, in preparation for Pikmin 4. So the entire
cool.
Pikmin series is now on the Switch. Let's see. Dragon Quest Monsters was really cool to see. We knew those were coming. I didn't think they would wait till the Nintendo Direct. I figured Dragon Quest would have announced that at their anniversary thing, but that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. And of course,
Yeah,
Pikmin
that was
4 looked
a
really good.
solid direct.
Yeah.
Yes, Pikmin 4 looks great.
Oh, new
That was
Mario
a
Kart?
shorter. Yeah, but that was kind of a given, you know.
Yeah.
The Pikmin section was shorter than I thought it would be,
Yeah.
which I think is fine because it's Pikmin. Like, it looks different enough to not be like, completely iterative, but I don't think you want to have a big, long, deep dive like you do for Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have Tears of the Kingdom amiibo coming,
Mm-hmm.
which is expected, but they look really good.
They do look good.
Yeah, that was a banger direct.
That was good.
Iron Brew, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. Mario RPG Remake and Mario Wonder looks so good. Love the art style of Wonder. Looking forward to it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we were just saying Mario RPG was such a surprise. The 2D Mario game looks so good. I'm a sucker for couch co-op, so I'm really glad that there's like 6 or 7 playable characters. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
That'll be super.
Because it looked like it was Mario, Luigi, Toad, Daisy, Peach. That's 5.
Yoshi maybe.
Yoshi maybe. That'd be cool.
Wasn't expecting too much, knowing that we'll get a bunch probably during Nintendo Live. Yeah, we'll have to see. This was a lot, a lot more than I was expecting.
I agree.
I really, 40 minutes is a lot, but I was expecting like maybe 10-15 minutes on Pikmin 4. With like maybe one kind of like banger surprise. But it just kind of popped off the whole day, the whole hour.
Yeah, my expectations were not super high just because I think we're all kind of feeling the fact that the Switch is kind of starting to wind down a little bit. But it's interesting because it seems like they still have a couple of things in the chamber.
Well,
I didn't expect a new 2D Mario, for instance. Like, this is late in the life cycle.
Yeah, but I really think they're trying to hold on to the Switch for as long as possible. I think their games are just better optimized for the Switch, and I think they're maintaining that optimization rather than, expanding. I still don't think we see another console for another 3 to 4 years.
Really, that long?
I think so. I mean, let's see, 2017. I mean, that would put it at like the 8-year. Let's see, in 2 years it'll be 8 years old.
Yeah.
So maybe after that, but what's weird to me is normally by the end of a console's life cycle, you start to kind of see the strain on the console. Like, the games coming out put a strain on the console, and we just don't see that with the Switch.
Not with the first-party games.
Even some of the third-party, Like, I think games are just being better optimized for their consoles now, as opposed to previous generations.
Yeah,
I think it would be, unless the Nintendo's next console would either need to be like a Switch 2 that plays the same games, kind of like a DS up to 3DS. Like it needs to be something like that, and it needs to be able to transfer over the digital games you already bought.
That's what I would like.
But I don't know. I think Nintendo would be crazy to push away from the Switch, but I think there needs to be a higher power version for sure. Yeah, I think that's kind of what they would want to do. I think the hybrid model is just too good. Like, they just kind of dominate it. And it would be so silly to move away from it. The thing is, and I was talking about this with someone else, is if they want to make a better console, they need to make something that isn't going to push them past their family-friendly price point. Because that's the thing about the Switch that the other two consoles don't have. I mean, you could buy a Switch for, was it $350?
Something like that.
For the OLED model, right? And it was $300 prior. You want to buy a PS5, that's $500. I mean, that's $150 price difference, and you haven't even bought a game yet.
Plus, there's the Switch Lite, too.
So, one of the big things about Nintendo is that they like to try to keep their price points low and lower so that people can afford them and more people can buy them. Which is why the Switch is so popular. It's more affordable and accessible for all ages. So if they want to do something beefier, there's gonna have to be they have to either make the decision to push past their price point, or all that extra power, or not quite be enough as for what people want, which is a
I
difficult
mean,
spot to be
it's
in.
not like Nintendo has ever been at the forefront of hardware power. They're always lagging quite a bit behind.
Sure,
They've never cared about that nearly as much.
true, but I think like if you see a Switch 2, right, and it's only a certain amount of power, better than the original Switch. A lot of people had that issue with the DS up to the 3DS up to the new 3DS. People were like, I don't really know why. Like, it's not that much of a difference. It lets me not play like 3 different games to upgrade or to not upgrade. So don't really.
I don't think Nintendo would do that same thing again. Like that was pretty obviously a mistake.
Yeah. I really don't know where they would go next hardware-wise at the mobile family-friendly market unlock. Right, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think they would do that at all. Only close competition now is the Asus and Steam Deck stuff. Yeah, and I had a similar thought. The Steam Deck is a much more powerful device, but the Steam Deck is what? Also $500?
Expensive.
I don't actually know. I think I actually might be more. Let's see.
But it's getting to the point where Nintendo could potentially split off between mobile and at-home consoles again. Now that mobile gaming is kind of seeing an uptick, in large part because of the Switch.
I don't think they would do that. I think they have to.
I don't think they would, but they could.
They could, but I think they have to stick with the hybrid model. It's too.
I prefer.
I mean, me too. That's why I take my Switch everywhere. It's nice. Like just simple example. Like if I go to Colby's, I can take my Switch stuff, and I can either play it on the couch or hook it up to her TV very easily. It's really quite nice, and I would like them to stick with the Switch. But I think we've got another 3 years. And one of the big things that makes me think that is COVID era for them lasted a lot longer than it did for us.
True.
The work from home, staying inside. Japan did that a lot longer than we did.
And I think less successfully as far as work from home stuff goes, because culturally they just don't do that as much as we do, and I think they had a harder time adjusting to it.
Right. So if you take out, let's just yoink out those 2 years. Let's see. What was the length between GameCube to Wii?
Not that long, I don't think.
GameCube came out in 2001. And the Wii came out in 2006. So we're looking at a 5-year difference. The Wii U came out in 2012. That was a 7-year difference. And then the Switch was 5 years. So we're looking anywhere from 5 to 7 years normally. So add an extra 2 years. And we're looking at like 9 years. If they're still kind of winding things down.
Yeah. It could be.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that we've got a lot more planned for the Switch. Wonder if they keep.
I would hope so.
Wonder if they keep the price point low by keeping the mobile exactly the same, but provide a new dock that's different graphics chips, just RAM expansion in it. That's interesting. I don't actually know.
It is interesting.
Much about that. All that, but I could see that if that's possible. Let them push more power only in the home and docked versions. Yeah, that's possible. That would be interesting.
I guess I don't really know what the dock does now, as opposed to just being a USB-C connector to the TV.
Yeah, I don't either. So we have resident experts in chat.
I'm not.
I just play the games, man. But yeah, I don't know. I think we've got a lot more. Being docked pushes the hardware anyways, like external graphic card exists already. Interesting. So that would be possible just to upgrade the dock.
Hmm.
That would be cool. I could see that, just like a pro dock. That would be ideal, truthfully. Like just
Yeah, I don't know. My 2017 Switch it's hurting a little bit.
well, yeah, but if we had like this would be the equivalent of like jumping to a new Nintendo Switch. Kind of like 3DS to
Yeah.
new 3DS. Like if they did that, I think that would be pretty excellent. Slightly better hardware in the mobile side, significantly better hardware in the dock with the OLED screen, and then still be able to be on the same stuffed, um, have all the same Nintendo account stuff, so you can transfer over all your games.
That would be good.
The dock
Nintendo's just too like they're too unpredictable.
They sure are.
Because they like to change and start over for the sake of change and starting over all the time.
True.
Well, kind of, because the Wii could still play GameCube games, and like a lot of that stuff was still
A lot of
hardware-wise fairly similar.
Yeah, up until the Switch. Up until the Switch, every console could play its previous console's games. I guess it's not true for NES and SNES.
I was gonna say the GameCube couldn't play the N64.
All right, whatever. But from GameCube up to Wii U, so I guess 3 consoles, but that was
Which
kind
is
of the
still
trend.
better than other console manufacturers.
Well, yeah, and Game Boy. The Game Boy did that. You know, Game Boy Color could play
Yes.
Game Boy Advance could play Game Boy Color, Standard and Advance. The SP could play all of those. The DS even played Game Boy Advance and DS. Then 3DS played DS and 3DS, and then it kind of got cut off once they went hybrid.
Yeah.
Undocked, the CPU and GPU chips are downclocked since they can't pull as much power consistently from the battery. Being plugged in allows them to run a higher efficiency and push further. Interesting. Not realize that's how that worked. But that makes sense. So, if they do a new Nintendo Switch, I would really like something that would let you transfer your stuff over. Just because they are making such a push. Like, for example, they just put Pikmin 1 and 2 on Switch. Right?
Yeah.
They just put Metroid Prime 1 on Switch, and likely Prime 2, 3, and 4 are also going to end up on Switch. Before we have a new one. So, it would be really suck to get a new console, and they just spent so much time getting all those games ported to Switch, only to not be able to be played on the next console.
Right. The whole digital library thing carrying over is, I think, really important going forward.
Yeah.
And Xbox and PlayStation have done that very successfully, because I think every game almost that is playable on the PS4 can be played on the PS5.
Yeah.
There's a handful that are not optimized. Like, I think the biggest one that I know of is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And that just does not run on the 5 for whatever reason.
Right.
It like has a lot of weird graphical errors that like make it impossible to play.
Right.
Which made me sad because I wanted to play that one.
Yeah.
I downloaded it and everything, and it just doesn't work.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we got some time left cooking for the Switch. I give it like 3 years minimum.
Minimum. I was gonna say like 3 or 4 tops is my bet.
Yeah, we're on year 6. If you take out COVID years, it's only year 4. I just think they have too many projects lined up for the Switch, unless it's a new Nintendo Switch, like legitimately a Switch Pro.
I don't know if you can just completely take out those 2 years though. Like, yeah, they slowed down for sure, but it's not like it completely stopped.
I think it heavily extends the lifespan of the Switch. And also, I'm thinking that this console is designed to last longer than other consoles that we've seen. Like, thematically. Like, I don't think it's a 5-year. I don't think they intended it to last only 5 years, like their other consoles. I think
Right.
once they saw the success of the Switch, they want to keep it rolling as long as possible.
It makes sense.
So
I think they're really pushing for that most sales of any console of all time.
yeah, it seems like they want that, and I think they just want more people. I think for them, it's more that most people have Switches, so instead of making everyone buy a new console, why not make everybody buy the games that are on this console?
It makes sense.
You know, if 10 million people have a Switch, you know, you're only going to get a third of those maybe to buy a new console right out of the gate.
Hmm.
But if you pay, you know, charge another $60 game, you know, and half of them buy it, like that's better in the long run for them.
It's true.
So I don't know. That's kind of where I would call that my tinfoil hat theory, is that they want to hold on to the Switch as long as possible. What makes most sense in my
I
mind
think that
is-
makes sense.
Okay.
I think 9 years is too long.
What?
I think 9 years is just too long.
I agree and disagree. I disagree in the sense that I don't know that I would want anything more than the Switch.
After the Switch, it'd be hard to have anything else from Nintendo. I agree.
So I think that's why we might get something like a new Nintendo Switch.
I'd be totally fine with that.
Like a Pro Dock, like Iron Bree's talking about here, or maybe some a little bit better hardware that just kind of keeps up with the times a bit, to give these devs some breathing room. But ultimately, I think we see this for a bit longer. But we
We'll have to see.
We are coming up on. I think once Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I think we've hit the Switch expected games. And
Right.
then maybe an Odyssey 2 or another 3D Mario game. But I think we're
I would
pretty
like that
well-
very much.
Yeah, I think we're pretty well getting caught up on what is kind of intended for the Switch or expected for the Switch.
Right. A new 2D Mario would be one of the last things. I would have said a new Mario Kart as well, but like with their expansion pack and stuff, I think that's kind of their intended Mario Kart release for the Switch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get anything else, which is fine.
And I'm fine with that. Here's the thing, too. We have, 3 more waves of Mario Kart? It was 8, right?
Yeah, so if you include the 5th one that got revealed today, that is 3 more.
Yeah. So we
No,
have
4 more, excuse me.
4 more? Oh, including
5,
the,
6,
including
7.
the release. Including
yeah.
the release, I see. So
Yeah.
we have at least 2 years of Mario Kart releases, because they put them out, every 6 months or so?
I don't know. I have to check.
Oh. Did they, when did Wave 5, did they give a date for that?
No, they said summer. New date.
So soon. Wave 4 came out in March of this year. So okay, so not quite 6 months, a couple months. Like 3. And then Wave 3 came out in November. So every 4 months or so. So we have a year and a half more of Mario Kart if they follow a 3 to 4 month release cycle.
Sounds good to me.
So
I like Mario Kart.
I do. Well, I think that is a better timeline for the Switch has to live that minimum amount of time.
Yes.
For Mario Kart 8. So at some point they have to bite the bullet and push for a hardware update using the same exact chipset from 2017. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. With graphics card coming out every 2 years or so. Yeah. But
That's true of all consoles. Even the PS5 and Xbox X are starting to not hold a candle to PCs. But those are already starting to lag behind a little bit. That's just the way consoles work. But I do agree that the 2017 chipset is definitely going to start not working.
Yeah, very true. A 7-year-old
Yep.
PC graphics card is on the verge of exploding. Absolutely true.
Mhm.
One of the things that I think is interesting, especially regarding Nintendo, it's something that they have gotten so much better at. And this includes third parties that are developing for Switch. They have gotten a lot better at building for the Switch.
Mhm.
We don't have that many games. I mean, we have a lot of kind of shovelware-esque games on the Switch. But like ones with a pretty sizable budget do a really good job making it work on the Switch. Whatever game they want, they make it so that it runs relatively well on the Switch, with the exception of like online services.
Yes,
Like,
I would.
yeah, like the
I
fact.
wish online was better.
Yes, that's kind of the big one for me. But like, look at Tears of the Kingdom, right? Like that game runs almost perfectly. Like I have a couple frame drops in like a couple spots, but like, yeah. There's Ivory talking about the that Tears of the Kingdom should not exist on the Switch, based on like how it
Shouldn't.
is. But it does because those devs know how to, they know how to build for the Switch. Witcher 3 exists on the Switch, and from what I understand, it runs pretty well. Um, games like Metroid Dread Prime looks so good on the Switch. I know it's a GameCube game, but it's been rebuilt from the ground up. You know, I think that devs have just gotten better at making the hardware work rather than waiting for Nintendo to build a better console.
I think too, a lot of especially the first part of Nintendo stuff, the design goals are just so different. Like you don't have the hyper realistic stuff that
Yeah.
the AAA big gold God of War type games are going for. Like you have Mario turning into an elephant, like it's just what they're trying to do is different, and I think that takes less physical hardware power.
Absolutely.
So, but that being said, like it is still a physical thing that will degrade. Like just look at the Joy-Cons. Like those things have been kind of garbage ever since they came out. They break down too quick. And like I don't know if I want to continue buying Joy-Cons for this thing anymore. Like it's just so annoying.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Always has been gameplay experience over graphics. Absolutely.
Yep.
To an extent. I think their stylized art styles are incredible.
For sure. But I think that's different than graphical fidelity. Like that's still not the same thing.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, all that to say, this Nintendo Direct was pretty incredible.
It was good.
All kinds of cool stuff. Again, I think Nintendo wasn't planning to join E3 anyway. But I thought it was funny too. I was on Twitter and everyone was like, "There's not going to be a Nintendo Direct," and then randomly yesterday they were like, "Oh, by the way, tomorrow we have a Nintendo Direct. Oh, and by the way."
Yeah, the idea that Nintendo didn't have anything, I don't think made a lot of sense because I don't know if you can be Nintendo and go into a holiday season and not have a game. Like that doesn't compute.
Yeah, I honestly thought they would pull what they did. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago. But a lot of times in the summer they just end up shadow dropping like a pretty big game. And we knew.
Yeah, they shadow dropped Origami King
That's what it
in
was.
2020.
Yeah. But they like we knew Pikmin 4 was coming. Like that was kind of a big game. They had a bunch of stuff from their holiday or that early direct in the year. Honestly, again, Tears of the Kingdom is only like a month old, So like, I mean, heck, our groups are still talking about stuff we find in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep, I'm still not done. I'm right in front of the 4th dungeon right now.
Yeah. Pikmin 4 comes out next month. That we already knew about. So I'm not surprised we got a direct. I'm just kind of still amazed at like the quality of games that are on their way. On top of the ones that were already slated.
Right.
So I'm expecting a lot more big news in this show at Nintendo Live, just getting a direct out in June so they can get something pushed out against all the other company announcements. Honestly, if they have more stuff to show at Nintendo Live on top of all this, I will be incredibly impressed.
I'd be surprised. Yeah.
Just because that makes sense to me. Like that's a big event to show something really cool. But man, today was pretty good. Today was pretty good.
Yeah.
I will be getting that Dragon Quest Monsters game on release.
Of course.
I will say I do feel a little bit baited. So the that intro where they're like the village is on fire and like monsters are attacking is the exact same as the intro to Dragon Quest X.
Oh my goodness.
Like it almost looked like scene for scene. So I do feel
That's
a little
not nice.
baited, but that was just my brain rot, really hoping we'd get 10. But Monsters is cool, and I think it's interesting that they showed the Dragon Quest IV hero.
Yeah,
Seems like a
you
random
mentioned.
one to pick, but I'm here for it. It is one of the Smash reps, so
Yeah.
4 must be pretty popular. But I mean, I don't know. I just assumed it would be 5 if they were gonna pull a rep. If they're gonna show any new hardware, that will be it. Gives time to holidays and all that jazz. Fair enough. When is Nintendo Live? What did they say that was? recall.
September.
Yeah, that seems right. Yep, Nintendo 1 through 4 at the Seattle Convention Center. Cool. So, yeah, we'll have to see. That's not too far away. That kind of gives Pikmin time to settle. Get through the next Splatfest. And we should have Pokemon DLC before then, I think. Or around that time. But yeah, we're gonna wrap there. I think this was a 10 out of 10 direct. I was pretty pleased.
I would give it 7 or 8 out of 10, personally.
Fair enough.
It was good.
I think Mario RPG alone would have done it for me. I'm gonna be real honest with you.
Right. It looked like a fun game. I'm interested to check it out for sure.
The Mario RPGs are just like, they're good times. And Mario RPG kind of started the Mario RPG trend. And it's one I never got to play. I don't know if I'm sure I've told this story on stream, but I remember when I was in high school, my dad and I would go pawn shopping. And I remember finding an SNES cart of Super Mario RPG, like in like a display wheel.
Oh, cool.
I don't remember how much it was, but all I remember was that it wasn't that bad. I didn't own a SNES at the time, and I'm really kicking myself for not buying that when I was younger.
And holding on to it until you got a SNES.
Yeah. Because
well, now you can play it in HD.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It is good. It looks really cute. So I'm here for it. But all right, we're gonna wrap this up. I think we could talk for hours on all the different releases. But Matt, thank you for joining me.
It was fun.
All that. And for everyone else watching, thank you for hanging out. I will put the VOD up on YouTube after this, so that if you missed it and want to see our reactions to the different games, then it'll be up there for you. But we're gonna wrap up. Hopefully, I'll be streaming. I won't be streaming again today. Probably not tomorrow, but hopefully here pretty soon. I'll get the streaming back up. We'll try to get through Dragon Quest VIII, and I've got some other games I want to play on stream.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys, and have a great rest of your day.